Hello everybody, good afternoon and welcome to the United Stand. It's Manchester United against Athletic BILBAO or Athletic Club. It's the second watch-along of the weekend. I will also have two screens going here. It's two screens bridge. I've got Man United, BILBAO here, and I've got Man City against Arsenal here. So I will be watching both games. Sue me. How are we all doing anyway? I think Erik ten Hag has sent a very clear sale message here today. Some players not involved that we thought would be. Brandon Williams being one of them, not even in the squad. That's a sale notice. Harry Maguire, not the captain. Heaton is the captain. So lots to get into here. Daniel Gore will start for Manchester United. We'll go through all that team news in a minute. And we'll obviously get your thoughts as well. Lots and lots and lots and lots to get into, to be fair. But before we get into all that, I just want to say that we are sponsored by OneFootball. You can see the QR code next to me. Scan it with your phone, with a camera phone. Download it for free or go through the link in the description. Get all your latest breaking football news and transfer news on OneFootball. And the thing I really love about OneFootball is just how quick they are with all the latest scores with the new season starting off. So download it for free, Apple and Android. And also what I like about it is we have the stats screen that goes round with the possession and the shots on targets and the corners, etc. But OneFootball individualises those stats. We're powered by OneFootball today. They individualise the stats, so you can look at how many tackles people made, how many successful passes, etc. So give OneFootball a download. It's free to do it. Links in the description for that. Ali Mata has come in as a legend straight from the start. He has given us 10 United Stand memberships. You are an absolute legend, Ali. I hope you're doing well, and give Ali a big shout out there. I will get the stats carousel going round for you momentarily, but let me just confirm to you the Manchester United team news for today. So big decision around the captain. It will not be Harry Maguire. You know what I didn't know with this? I didn't know which way to go, because when you think about it, all the captains played yesterday, whether it's Bruno Fernandes, whether it's Casemiro, whether it's Varane, Luke Shaw, everybody else who's part of that senior management team, maybe even Marcus Rashford, they all played yesterday. So I thought, well, maybe Harry Maguire, who was the captain last year, will be the captain today for what is effectively the reserves. No, he is not. Tom Heaton, who is also a member of Ten Hag's dressing room leadership team, because it's not always about whether you play, it's about people who are personalities, etc. Tom Heaton is the captain today. No Harry Maguire. It's Tom Heaton, it's Wan-Bissaka, it's Harry Maguire, it's Victor Lindelof, and it's Fernandes at left back. No Brandon Williams. Then it's a midfield three of Gore and Gore, Eriksson, and Donny van der Beek. And then we've got a front three of Sancho, Pellistri, and Thorson. I think looking at that team, first of all, and let me just tell you the bench: Kovar, Vuster, Evans, Gerardo, Collier, Hannibal, Emeran, and Hugel. Hannibal on the bench is quite interesting as well. Two observations I would make straight away is that we are ridiculously short in the midfield. Scott McTominay, we believe, may have an injury, although there's a rumour he might actually be kept out because he's up for sale. We know there's no backup for Casemiro, and it's bloody obvious there's no backup for Casemiro, because we can see that with the reserve team today. We are really short in the midfield, and I think that this is something that we really do need to take into account, because I like Gore. I think he's a really interesting profile player, but we don't have the we don't have that midfield sort of backup that we need, and hence that's why we talk about people like Amrabat, who hopefully will come in very, very, very soon. But I like Gore. I've been mentioning Gore for a couple of years. I mean, I don't know how old Daniel Gore is now, but I certainly remember him being 15, 16 in the United youth setup, and someone said he's the next Roy Keane. I bloody hope so. I really do. But look, I really like him. I think it's also an opportunity. I think Christian Eriksen, as I said this morning, has to start putting in some good performances. Lindelof's obviously very important to us, as is Wan-Bissaka. Harry Maguire, I mean, look, let's just get the elephant out of the room here. Harry Maguire is a player that I think he needs to go. I think he needs to go. Fix the title, says Peter. What's wrong with Manchester United against Athletic BILBAO? I love people who make statements without giving the solution. You're really good, you are. You could be broken down on the side of the road and just shout out your window, "You've broken down." Thanks for that. Thanks for stating the obvious. Nico Williams hat-trick, says Mr. Why is he even in the lineup, says Oh, I see what I see what it is now. No, I've got it right. That's spelled BILBOA. Okay, we're having a spelling test now. Yeah, but I want to talk about Harry Maguire. Okay, there's a... All right, sorry, spelling chiefs. I've got the O before the A. God almighty. The last time I checked, it's United stand, not fucking BILBAO stand. You absolute peasants. My God, does that bother you that much? Oh my God, I'm stunned. This community. You know, it's our 9th birthday today. I mean, it's not really our 9th birthday because the United stand didn't start until the Christmas, but it's 9 years since I set this YouTube channel up. And we've now got people in the chat moaning about the spelling of a club we're not even supporting. It really isn't that deep. I thought we were playing Rocky BILBAO. I didn't realise it was Atletico BILBAO. Oh well. It's called OCD. Yeah, some people have it. To be fair, my daughter's got it, so, you know, I get it. But to me, I don't have it, so I really struggle, and I'm sure people in the chat do. I apologise. I do not struggle with those sort of things. They don't bother me. I can't... I do get OCD, but I don't get it about that sort of thing, thank God. Anyway, yeah, 9 years. 9 years since I set this YouTube channel up. I can't believe it. Where's the time gone? We're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time, aren't we? And that's what it's all about. Anyway, Harry Maguire might not be here for a long time. Let's talk about him. So Harry Maguire has not made it into the captaincy today, but he does start. Well, if you're not careful, I'll start calling them Athletic BILBAO. I'll take the A out completely, and I'll just call them BILBAO. That'll really start to annoy you. Rocky BILBAO. But you know what? I think that if we lose, I'm going to call them Bilbo Baggins FC. So, you know, get ready. But look, you know, I think this could be a big game. Steve says it's a big statement to Harry. You know what? I think that this could be an interesting game for Manchester United because La Liga is starting the same time that the Premier League is starting. So their fitness levels will be decent. And also, I mean, we really don't know massively about how good they're going to be. I don't know how good they're going to be. But what really matters is that if they play well, they could beat us today. So I'm interested to see. I'm just looking at their front three. They've actually got 2 Williams playing for them. So people are arguing about whether it's Inaki Williams or Nico Williams. They've actually got 2 playing. Munayin is playing. They've also got Unai Simon in goal. DeMarcos, Paredes, Vivian, Luku, Galarreta, Vesga, Sansei, Williams, Muniain, and Williams. The bench does include Ander Herrera. Just looking at any other notable players on there. I mean, there's quite a few, to be fair. Be an interesting game. I'm looking forward to it. But it's what we get out of it that really matters, isn't it? And I feel that United, they might beat us. It's not a lack of OCD. It's a lack of professional. Sean, I've got one for you. Go and have a big swivel on that. Really, really do. I say it with real satisfaction. Swivel on it, Sean. It is OCD. I'm sorry. Lack of professionalism because I spelled the name wrong. We're a bloody entertainment fan channel, mate. We're not the BBC. And we're not TNT. And we're not... Is that Dynamite, actually? You know, just grow up. Grow up or jog on. That's not how we work on this channel. I couldn't give a shit about spellings or pronunciations, and nobody else does. We're just about entertainment. Guess what, Sean? I've got a funny feeling about 20 minutes in, I might ask what the top 5 TV series are all time. I might even ask you what your favourite colour is. Oh, you know what? I might even do a joke about something inappropriate. Rocky BILBAO FC against Manchester United. Happy 9th birthday to the United stand. Ignore the Prats. I feel like Amrabat will have as big an impact as Casemiro, says Daniel. What are we thinking about Harry Maguire? You know what? I think he's got to go. He's got to go. Even if he plays well today, he's got to go. Because I don't think Erik ten Hag could send a stronger message. I spoke to somebody, oh God, was it last week or the week before? Close to what's going on at United. i.e. the training ground. And I said, what's going on with Harry Maguire? Because as fans, he's had the captaincy stripped from him. He's never been a captain since. He's clearly at least fourth choice. What's going on with Harry Maguire? And I was told, well, honestly, what you know in the public is what's going on. There's no fallout between Ten Hag and Harry Maguire. Maguire doesn't like the fact that he's not the captain anymore, and he doesn't like the fact that he's not starting for Man United anymore, but who would? But Ten Hag has just been very honest with him. You're not part of my leadership group. You're not part of my plans. You can hang around and be fourth or fifth choice centre-back and you might get games, but I'm not at liberty to give you those games. I'm not going to guarantee you game time. You are not where you were last season. You are not a captain. You are not somebody I want to get asked about every bloody press conference, and you will be treated as a fourth choice centre-back. And that's basically what Ten Hag has said to him. It's not disrespectful. He still likes him. He still rates him. But I think there was a feeling, certainly around United and Ten Hag last season, that he was getting asked a lot of questions about Harry Maguire, like Harry Maguire should be playing games for United. Ten Hag doesn't like that sort of stuff. He is the manager. If Maguire wants to stay and be fourth choice centre-back, that's fine. But you will be treated as a fourth choice centre-back. You are not pushing for a first team place. You are my fourth choice centre-back. And that's where it is. And of course, Erik Ten Hag is open to selling him if the right offer comes in. So who's got the power in this situation? I think Harry Maguire needs to go. I think we all know that. If he plays well today and scores a goal, I think that maybe adds a bit of value on it to him. I don't think it's a way back for him. I really don't. And Ten Hag has behaved in the right way. People might say it's harsh. He is sending that message. Basically go and leave, but whether that'll happen or not, I don't know. Adam says, what's going on with Malacia? I haven't heard his name mentioned in a few months, and is Adam out, says Adam. Ahmad is out injured, Mainu is out injured, and Malacia is out injured, although we hope and expect to see Malacia back in training this week. Is anyone there in team who played with Herrera, lying United stand? Let's applause 9 years, says Shiam. In that team, did anyone play with Herrera? Gods, I'm tempted to say Lindelof, but I'm not 100% sure. Nobody else. Not in that team. I'm tempted to say Lindelof, but I might be wrong on that. Joy Boy has just gifted 10 memberships. He's a legend. Thank you very much, Joy Boy. You are a legend. Thank you very much. I think Lindelof did have a crossover. Yeah, thank you, Jacob. Yeah, there was a crossover with Lindelof. Ishan, welcome to us. I mean, we never should have let Herrera go. I wouldn't bring Herrera back now, but we never should have let him go. Luke Shaw's not playing. Heaton is the captain, Ishmael. Yeah, Heaton is the captain. What will you think about Irish fans being pissed? They were charged €75 to watch a reserve team, says Zach. Yeah, it's not great, is it? But, I've got loads of mates in Ireland. They're all going to this game. They're not. There's loads of people coming with their kids and stuff, and realistically, I mean, United are making a great effort on MUTV about it, but they've screwed him over, haven't they? Is Maguire even fourth choice? Because it could be Shaw, says it's CJR. Yeah, could well be. But I think there's other interesting absentees there. Scott McTominay, keep an eye on that. It could well be that he is injured, but there is other rumours that he might be looking at a move away as well. Something Ten Hag has done is not pick players that he's looking to sell. And obviously Fred is fully fit, has not played at all in pre-season. Dean Henderson has not played at all in pre-season. And Brandon Williams is not part of the chat or the squad today because he is up for sale. So Brandon Williams apparently put up an Instagram post very briefly last week of an angry face where after the Dortmund game. Now, apparently that was because he was told he's up for sale. And I think that, understandably for the lad, I think he wanted to be in a situation where he had a future, and I think he's been told that he hasn't. So he's absent today. Fred's absent today. Henderson's absent today. On the other hand, you've got people like Harry Maguire and Donny van de Beek playing, who we both know are for sale as well. No Anthony Martial as well. Yeah. Harry should leave for his own pride. I mean, he is a good lad. Prove us wrong at another club, says Zach. Seb! You come in. Just washing his hands. If you remember from yesterday, Seb his favourite player is Harry Maguire. So, don't ever say that we don't give both sides of a story. He's ready to come on and have his say. Get in this camera then, mate. We're both wearing green because we're playing in Ireland. We're playing in Dublin, so we're both wearing green. Close that door. There's lights coming in. I'm a vampire. It's burning me. Absolutely not. It's going to do it again. Just give it a good push. That'll do. There we go. Okay, so here we go. So you're going to tell us, aren't you? Who's your favourite player?
Harry Maguire.
Why is Harry Maguire your favourite player?
Because I like people who score for the other team because I like helping them.
You like people who make mistakes?
Yeah.
And
Because I can help them.
You can help them?
Yeah.
And what would you say to Harry Maguire?
I'd say to your teammates, don't bully me because one day if you keep on bullying me, I'll be really big, but strong at football because Seb taught me.
So Harry Maguire's going to say to his teammates, don't bully me because I score goals for the other team, because I'm going to get good because Seb's going to train me. What are you going to train him at?
Not scoring for other people, tackling.
Good start, yeah. Tackling, yeah.
Passing.
Do you think you could make him run fast?
Yeah.
How would you do that?
I'd say I'll have every day we'll go to a racing track.
Yeah.
And every day we'll go on the racing track and then we'll start running to see who wins.
You could get him on a racing track and say go, and then let a lion chase him. That'll make him run quick.
No.
Why?
That'd be horrible.
Well, as long as the lion doesn't catch him, he'll be fine. Could be a lion with no teeth. You could put the lion on a lead, so when it gets close to biting his bottom, you just pull it back. That'd be good.
No, I'm not doing that.
So there you go. So Harry Maguire's your favourite player.
Yeah.
You got any other favourite players?
No.
You do know other players. What other players do you like at Man United?
I like Rashford.
Yeah.
I like Bruno.
Yeah.
I like Casemiro.
Casemiro. See, he likes Rashford, Bruno, and Casemiro. So percentage-wise, you've gone from 0 to 75%. Just the Maguire one's a bit of a concern. But your advice to Maguire is, it doesn't matter if you score own goals because you can get better.
Yeah.
And you like those sort of players. What did you think about the goalkeeper that got kicked out? De Gea. They kicked him out and bought a new goalkeeper. What did you think of that? That was a good idea to kick him out?
No.
Why?
Because why did they kick him out?
They wanted someone better.
No.
They wanted a ball-playing goalkeeper that can play out from the back, not just someone who can do saves. What do you think about that?
No. Because I could help them too. I could help them keep on rolling.
But they've sold him. What can he do? He can't come back to United. De Gea's not going to come back. He's been sold. What can he do?
I know. He'll say to the captain of the team, actually, I don't want to be on this team. But if he says no, I'm going to say I'll miss all of his matches then and go to the other ones.
You could go to the other team and then do really well, and then they'll regret it.
Yeah.
What do you think about the news that Manchester United might sell Harry Maguire? Because you want his name on your back of your shirt.
Yep.
What will you do if he's playing for someone else?
I would say, Harry Maguire, please say to your boss, I don't want to be on this team. I want to go back to Manchester United.
But what if the boss says you're not good enough? I'm selling you.
He would say, I'll tell him to say, oh my gosh, you think I'm not really that strong? I will one day and I'll see you and then I'll beat you up and throw you in the floor.
Always has to go to violence, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think that's a good idea.
Yes.
No.
Yeah.
You were doing so well. Do you think you'd like to be on United stand when you're older?
Yep.
Okay, well, thanks for your little cameo. What are you going to do now?
Go and watch television, do some things.
Okay. See you in a bit.
Yeah.
There we go. As I say, if you get dropped by your team, you can't beat up the manager. You can't do that. talks more sense than Ricky. Well, actually, probably does, actually, Phil. You're right. But look, he rescued himself with Rashford, Bruno and Casemiro, which was good from me, because he keeps asking about a Harry Maguire shirt. Anyway, we're only about 10 minutes away from the start of this game. He's not like me at all. He's way too empathetic and compassion. You know, it doesn't matter if you score goals for the own team. You stop bullying me. I can work hard. Well done, Seb. The future's sorted. United stand 2.0, says Joseph. Thank you. Such a good-hearted lad. He is. He's very different to me, Michael. Hi, Mark. Hope all is well. Looking forward to today's game, says Cloud. Well, I have got Man City against Arsenal on this TV, and I've got Man United against Bilbao on this TV. So there we go. Wrexham was the first fixture announced that the entire tour, and we played the kids. Stop complaining about who's playing today, says Yog. And such a warm-hearted young man. What a credit to you, says Stu. It'll change. Life will change him. Yeah, life will change him. He will start to realise what life's all about. But it's nice to capture those moments of sincerity and compassion for subpar players. But life will beat that out of him, let's be honest. Only on the United stand we get gripping interviews like that. Make more sense than Ricky, says Carrie. I think Ricky and Seb would make a good video, actually. He's very innocent, yes. Just as bad as the Glazers, nepotism at its finest, as Frank C. And I think to be honest with Seb, he just he sings for the underdog. Yeah, he does. So yeah, look, I think getting back to the game today, and let's get the stats carousel rolling. Getting back to the game itself today, I think with what can we learn from today? I'm looking for I'm always looking for, but I'm looking for Eriksen to put in a good performance. I'm looking for Wan-Bissaka to put in a good performance. Lindelof. Heaton looks like he's going to be the reserve goalkeeper, so a good performance from him. Opportunities for Gore, Pellistri, Fernandes and Forson. I don't know why he keeps picking Forson, actually. I've not been particularly... It's not particularly obvious to me why he's playing over Emeran. But, you know, obviously Ten Hag sees them train every week. And, of course, Jadon Sancho down the middle is an interesting one as well. So, look, there are opportunities for players there, definitely. And let's hope they can take those opportunities today. I've slagged you off at times, but you keep proving me wrong. Clearly I'm wrong, says Waylo. And thank you very much. And only on the United States, we've got that one as well. Thanks for your super chats. Just really appreciate those, by the way. I know it's a Sunday afternoon, and I have got Arsenal Man City on. I'm not a massive fan of the Community Shield either, really. I mean, it's just a glorified pre-season game, but I think Arsenal fans will take it seriously. Are the rumours about United accepting a loan to Luton Town for Hannibal true, says Zach? Well, I think he's probably the only one that's a little bit surprising to me that he's not starting. Yeah, I probably would have expected him to start if I'm being honest, but yeah, I don't know. Look, I think, as I said, I think today for United there's probably a handful of players that, I mean, like I say, Pellistri, it's a big one. Sancho, it's a big one. You've got people like Lindelof, Wan-Bissaka, Heaton, Eriksen, who will be part of the plans. Donny's in the shop window. Maguire's in the shop window. Who else is in the shop window? I mean, Fernandes might be on the shop window for a loan. Same for Forson, I suppose. Yeah, I think that it's a mixture of the two, isn't it? It's a mixture of people who are in the shop window to be sold and people like Hannibal who potentially is going on a loan as well. I think he will do. Brandon Williams isn't playing, Albert, so he's not in the shop window. He's for sale. Like I'd imagine there might be a deal. I'd imagine there might be a deal quite close for Brandon Williams if he's not even involved today. It'd be weird to keep him out completely. I don't know what... Look, Brandon Williams is a very, open and opinionated person, isn't he? I don't know whether that goes down well with Ten Hag or not, but he clearly thinks there's something, he's not a player for our future. I mean, I'm not here to talk about Brandon Williams for more than a minute, but my opinion of him is that apart from that 2 or 3 months under Solskjaer where we gave a stupid contract out, I've never really seen anything in him that makes me think he's anywhere near a Man United player. And also, I think he should be playing at right back. He's right-footed. I don't get why he plays at left back, but look, we'll see. Hi, Mark. My wife says Man United play boring football, that City are better. What should I do? Says Kazi. The divorce courts are busy, but they're always open. Keep up the great work, Mark. Appreciate all you do, says Eric. James has just given a super chat. He says, can you say happy birthday to my wife, Jenny? Happy birthday to James's wife, Jenny. Could be his life as well. City are going for the 6-2 pull, says Rap. And hi, Mark. Where do you think United will finish? Keep up the good work, says Let's Talk Football. Well, I've got my Premier League predictions video coming up on That's Football this week. And I think United, we spoke about this on Friday night. I think United have got to go for Arsenal's spot this year. We've got to go for the title contender spot. I think we're Manchester United. That's what we've got to aim for. I don't think there's a season in the last 10 years I wouldn't say we've got to try and win the title. I probably said every year for the last 10 years we've got no chance, but that's what we've got to try and do. Will you be doing a video rating every player Premier League club transfer, says Robbo? No, life's too short. And Nathan, welcome to the Members Club. He's been here for 5 months. Thank you very much. 5 minutes to go until the kickoff here. I have got Man City and Arsenal on as well, so I'll keep you up to date with what's going on with that. Hi, Mark. Greetings from Baghdad. Keep up the good stuff, says Abdi. Thank you very much. Who is captain today, Mark? Tom Heaton, not Harry Maguire. And there's quite a few empty seats at the Aviva. I reckon there might be a few people who just thought I can't be arsed. But then again, you've spent so much money. If you are over in Ireland today, I hope you're going to pack out the Hairy Lemon. I got myself into a little bit of trouble earlier because I did put a tweet out. Beth's over in Ireland with Ryan, and I said, get yourself in the Hairy Lemon later. I want to see pictures. And then I had to clarify I was talking about a pub because there's some filthy people out there. I don't know what Hairy Lemon would mean in I've never heard of that for any explanation. But yeah, get yourself down the Hairy Lemon tonight, although it's not a massive pub, so get yourself down there quick. Morning, Mark. How you doing today, mate? Says Andy. I'm fine. You know, I will be honest with you. Harry Maguire is stood behind Tom Heaton here. I will be. He's having a chat with Pellistri, trying to be the captain, I suppose. I'm going to hit long diagonals for my Instagram. Make sure you're running after them. I think that's what he just said. Yeah. Anyway, I'll be honest with you. I'm glad pre-season's over. What's your thoughts on getting a striker on loan, says Sarah? I hope Sarath, not Sarah. Yeah, I hope that we can get somebody in on loan. I think it would be great to do that. But I am glad that Manchester United have completed their pre-season. I enjoy pre-season every year because it's a novelty. It's a little bit like Christmas. I enjoyed the US aspect of it, getting up at 3-4 o'clock in the morning. But by now, I think the players are about ready to play competitive football, aren't they? So I'm up for that now. So get involved. Someone's singing at the Community Shield. Enjoy it. She's enjoying it. She's taking it seriously. At least somebody is. Score predictions. I think BILBAO win this game, to be honest with you. But then every time I think that we look a little bit weak, it's pre-season and a lot of these players are playing for their futures, aren't they? I mean, I'm just looking at the tunnel here. Harry Maguire, Victor Lindelof, Tom Heaton. Maguire's probably panicking that he's going to get booed, you know. I mean, I really hope that doesn't happen, but he might be panicking that he's going to get booed. I mean, you just don't know. But, yeah, I mean, I know we've had the Seb section on Maguire, but this is the Goldbridge section on Maguire. I just think your England starting centre-back and your fourth choice. It's a little bit like when I went to that TalkSport thing last Friday and they put me on the bench. And I'm like, do you know who I am? Like, I feel for Harry because he's like, I'm England's starting centre-back and I can't get anywhere near United starting lineup. So the funny thing is, it's right, and it was probably right at TalkSport last week as well. But yeah, he's got to get out. I mean, the cameras for MUTV just won't move away from Harry Maguire. I mean, they're almost enticing it, this obsession. But he could go back to Sheffield United, says Way. Yeah, he could do. I am going to bring in some interesting stuff in the chat, maybe a few polls. If in fact, we'll start. I want to do some polls today because it's a pre-season game and it's the last one, and we do a lot of this on That's Football. So we do something called either or. I don't really like start, bench, sell. I like either or. You know, keep it simple for the simpletons and me. So my first either or of the day, and I'm going to, you know, there might be people who aren't United fans watching, but we're all capable of it. We will have some Man United stuff, but I want to get interactive in the chat. This is what we do. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. We could hit 704,000, by the way. But the first question I'm going to ask you great people today, and there's another great in the chat. Darren Snedden's just joined the membership club. But Daily Hibbert, who sounds like a newspaper, but he isn't. His first name is actually Daily and second name Hibbert, has just gifted 10 memberships. So that's great. Anarchy Williams is playing up front. Nico Williams is on the wing. There was a prat in the chat who was trying to make people feel thick, but they were wrong. My first poll for you today is who will finish above each other. Will Newcastle or Villa finish higher? That's the first poll today. I'll have plenty of those. Jackson is so clear of Højlund. You'll realise also you don't sign a Raw player for 75 million. He has to perform straight away. Rivals won't show any empathy. Sean Dyche is just... Oh, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. And I'm wearing my green because we're in Dublin. Can I just say to this super chat, you've walked into the trap perfectly. So Jackson, who's signed for Chelsea, is better than Højlund, according to this Pratt, right? But Chelsea were the Premier League club that wanted to sign Højlund. So Jackson's better than Højlund, but Chelsea wanted to sign Højlund. Sit down and smoke it. Right, let me get my timer ready here. Timer for the first half is ready. Gladiators ready. Man City and Arsenal are about to start off as well. Arsenal. Some fans going, Arsenal. Chelsea won't finish top four. Donny's next to Sancho here, just about to start the game. The game has started at Wembley as well, but that's not what we've got the timer for. Swivel on it, says Corey. Harry Maguire, another picture of him. Just the 4 goals for Kane today, says Robert McCormack. That reminds me of a TV show. Just the 4 goals for me today. Is it The Office? Is that an Office reference? It feels a bit like Gareth. Right, come on, let's kick it off, Jaden. There we go. Timer's up and running. Uh, 64% say Newcastle will finish above Villa this season. 4 goals for Kane today. We need to find 100 million, says Milo. Mate, we could find 150 million and they wouldn't give us Harry Kane. I don't know why people think that we had a chance of signing Harry Kane. United just playing out from the back at the start here. Fernandes does well. But the press is high from Athletic Bilbao, or Rocky Balboa FC, as I call it. Great point by CT. Great point. Goldbridge's great point. And I point like that because it's a great point. I'm pointing. He basically said, do you think United need a right back? I do. I don't think that Ten Hag is happy with the right back situation. Here's Palestri, Sancho. Oh, got the cross wrong. We could have been 1-0 up there. Yeah, I think that... I was thinking about this last night, actually. I've not brought it into any show, and it is a great point. Because I don't think he's happy with his right-backs convincingly. I think he thinks Wan-Bissaka and Dalot can do a good job, but I don't think he's absolutely locked down on either one of them as his first choice. Hi, Mark. What becomes of the broken-hearted, says Connor. Don't know. QWERTY says, can you read out the time for the Community Shield so we can sync up? Community Shield for me is on 2 minutes and 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. So, yeah. Palestri's so good, says Iso, who's one of our members. Nice ball by Palestri. Sancho should score here. Oh, my God. I thought he was going to score. United BT says Sancho poor. But Daily Hibbert's just gifted 50 memberships. I can't compete with legends like that. I can't compete with wins like that. I really can't. Enjoy Writing says, I don't like our centre-backs either. You benefited there. I mean, I can't compete with that. He's looking good, Palistri. Sancho should score there. He's not a striker, but he should score there. Ericsson with the corner. Oh. Back out to Ericsson. He won't keep that in. Not really looked at the starting lineups of this Man City team, but Kyle Walker's playing. Alvarez looks like he's playing. Haaland's playing. Grealish is playing. Rodri, Kovacic in their midfield. Arsenal have got Havertz in the team. Declan Rice. Good start from United, though. Could have had 2 goals, really. Good possession from United here. Lindelof playing as the left-sided centre-back. Harry Maguire as the right-sided centre-back. Who's on the bench? Says Darren. Lol, there's loads of players on the bench. Hannibal's on the bench. Hugel's on the bench. Emeran's on the bench. Johnny Evans. It's not a great bench in relation to none of the first teams there. Here's Gore. Unlucky with the pass there, but Bilbao haven't really settled yet, I think it would be fair to say. Ericsson's too lightweight, says United. I liked Anthony's assist yesterday. More of that, says NJ Writing. Yeah, he did play well yesterday. Thanks for tuning in, by the way. Please do subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. We're on the road to 705k. Why has that gone to 703,000? It changed it. Oh, I tell you what. Stuff like that gets right on my nerves. I'm going to change it. 70 and 4, isn't it? There we go. Save. You can change your mind. I'm the first in line. Okay, there we go. Ten Hag quietly sneaked in Forsen to the first team from nowhere. Says visas. Yeah, I don't. Look, let's wait and see. He must be doing good stuff in training. Hannibal, best player pre-season, is benched again, just like Zidane Iqbal last year, says Raymond. You need to learn. Matt Jacobs has joined the members club as well. You need to learn. Thank you, Matt. Pre-season Pirlo's a thing. People think that because somebody plays well in pre-season, they're going to be in the first team. I've been proved right again. I had people telling me off because I said there's no way Hannibal will be anywhere near this first team next season when it actually starts. People were talking about Brandon Williams as well. Yeah, that's not how it works. United have started off quite well here, though. Palestri just gives a foul up. How good are Bilbao? Like, what would you say they are? Mid-table? I mean, Nico Williams up against Fernandez is going to be a real test for him. The cross is good, but Maguire's there to clear it for a throw-in. Captain is Tom Heaton. Stu says, Palistri is a different animal. We need to keep this lad, surely, says Stu. Ah, mate, there'll be a lot of interest in him. There'll be a lot of interest in him. I mean, to be honest, we'd be 1-0 up if we had a striker. I mean, Sancho's not a striker. I don't care what anyone says. He's not a striker, so... the young ones are buying into Ten Hag ball as they are clean slate, unlike our veterans, says Nitin. I think that might be it. Oh, here we go. Sancho again. In the box. Where's he going to go? Oh, terrible pass, but we win a corner. I think you might be right about that. I've noticed that on the tour, and I've noticed it again today. These players seem to get the Ten Hag system more than the first team. And you might be onto that. Maybe they just do as they're told and they adapt better. Can we accept that Mount or Bruno play and not both, says Enjoy Writing? I think it might be a bit early for that. And Shahin says, hi Mark, hypothetically, how much would you pay to bring Mbappe to Man United on loan? Do you think there is any chance of that happening? He keeps being linked to Premier League clubs. I just don't think United will have the money. Ericsson with the cross. It's not a bad one. Still in the box. Shot from Donny on the turn. Not much power on it. Just opened a cold one, and come on, says Tony Adams. Can't wait to see Hoyland in our shirt. Love all the work you do, says Tony. Thanks very much for your super chat, Tony. Thanks everyone who's done that. You can do that through the $ if you want. Ari's done it as well. Is Palestri better than Sancho, says Ari? Well, Sancho's playing up front, mate, so Sancho can't really showcase himself as a winger at the moment. James Guy says, it's maybe a unpopular opinion, but Sancho offers more as a striker than Rashford. Better at dropping deep, better at hold-up play, better in tight spaces. James, but the problem, the big issue you've got there is Rashford scores that chance from Palestri. I don't necessarily disagree with you in relation to link-up play, but Rashford actually scores goals up front, whereas Sancho doesn't, does he? So. And ultimately, that's what we want strikers to do. We want them to score some goals. That's all we want. We want to score some goals. 0-0 at Wembley as well. I've not really been keeping a massive eye on it, but Man City, lots of possession as you'd expect. Do a new poll, Mark. Well, good cross from Madrid, from BILBAO. Terrible clearance by Maguire. Absolutely shit clearance, and it led to Williams having the jump on Lindelof and heading it straight at the keeper. 62% of you said that Newcastle will finish above Villa. Yeah, there's not a lot Lindelof could have done there. So, next poll. Who scores more goals? And we'll make this Manchester United specific. Bruno or Mount? I'm open to polls if people want to do them as well. Let us know. Pickles has a super chat here. He says, Sancho offers more at striker is the most ridiculous statement I've ever heard. After Rashford's season, having the audacity to say that is absurd. Ooh, it's upset a few people there. And Joshua says, watch how you speak about Maguire or Seb will come and beat you up. Says Joshua. Thanks, Joshua. Bruno should score more than Mason Mount, technically, when you think about it. But here is Maguire. Switches the play to Fernandez. Who were the main starting right back this season, says Rory. Well, I think it's up for grabs. I think Delo starting yesterday was quite interesting. Good play by BILBAO here. And they switched the play well. This could end up in a... Oh no. I thought he was going to shoot, and then he did, but Forson got the block in. Good start by United there, 69% possession. Avery likes Fernandez at left back. It's because it's balanced, mate. It's because he's got a left foot. That's why. Yeah, every time I look at the Community Shield, it's just Man City passing the ball around their back four. Linda says, I think Wan-Bissaka will play against Wolves. Here's Fernandez. He's done quite well there. Donny's pass is not good enough, though. Or was it Ericsson? Hard to tell. Oh, yeah, I'm wearing green today because we're playing in Dublin, but also this is a great top, isn't it? It really is. If you want to get one, you can get it on our United Stand Shopify page. We do ship them worldwide. I love the green. I could never wear the green before because I used to have a green screen behind me. Morning, Mark. Reserves look decent, says Thomas. The comments of a man who's easily impressed. Blaming others' mistakes on Maguire, typical, says Red Army. What are you talking about? Just embarrassing that Hoover Harry is even in the squad. Glazes out, says Carner Dave. Do I rate Alvaro Fernandez? I in a sense, Rodri's just shot wide from outside the box, deflected. I think Ten Hag rates him. Well done, Lindelof. Did well there. Here is Fernandez. That's a good pass by him into Donny, who then gives up possession. Ericsson and Donny haven't had a great start. That's a lovely stretching ball out to the left-hand side for Bilbao. He's got time here. Whips the cross into the back post, and Fernandez does well. He's had a good start, Fernandez. I don't want to overhype him because he's up against Nico Williams, who's obviously quite good. But he's had a good start, Fernandez. And I did say before pre-season started he could be the surprise breakthrough player this year. I mean, we're expecting it to be Mainu. Good cut back. Who's marking who? And Williams Anarchy with the shot. Not much on it. Thanks for your hard work, Mark, and the team, says Daily Hibbert. Thank you very much, mate. Legend for those 50 memberships as well. Yeah, Fernandez was on loan, quite rightly, as Chris Harvey says, at Preston last year. Did quite well. Trolls Nielsen, thank you very much for becoming a member. Really appreciate that. What will Ericsson's role be this season, Mark, says Enjoy Writing? Well, I don't know, but good play by Sancho there. Megs. Let's have a look at what happened. Sancho with the nutmeg, says Marsh. Look, I don't know. I think it's very clear, and I'm sure Robert McCormack will be screaming at his screen. Bruno got 90% of the vote in relation to Mount. We'll do another poll in a minute. I think with regards to Ericsson, he's a bench player, isn't he? I mean, just on form, he's a bench player. Oh, here they go. Good play, Lindelof. Good position there. Yeah, he's a bench player at the moment. He didn't play well in the FA Cup. He didn't play well at the end of last season. And in pre-season, he's not really lit it up either. So I think right now, Ericsson will start the season on the bench. And I don't think he'd have any complaints about that. Before the pre-season started, I would have said to you, don't be surprised if Ericsson starts in the starting 11, because Ten Hag really thinks a lot of him. But there's an issue with Ericsson at the moment, which is, I don't know what it is, but he's not at the levels he was a year ago. And obviously Mason Mount is clearly a more mobile player in that position. And you've got potentially Amrabat coming in. So, yeah, I think that Ericsson is a bench player at the moment. Bilbao with a shot over the bar there. Yellow card for Arteta in the Charity Shield. That's not very good. I've played the game, says Warrior. City have got 85% possession, says Sajan. I think we're going to see some changes this year, by the way. I mean, start of a new season, you always do. Good play by Donny there, kept it in. yeah, you always do see changes at the start of the season. Apparently, we're going to see a lot of yellow cards for dissent from both the managers and players. Basically, if more than one player crowds a referee from now on, it will lead to yellow cards. So you can't run around a referee anymore. Also, lots of time is going to get added on. Dara says, is Seb coming on? He's already been on, mate. You missed it. Had a good 5-minute section before the game. So yeah, I think it's. I think we might have to get used to a lot of added time. Saw a lot yesterday in the EFL. Howard Webb there used to play for Man United. Just saw a young photo of you. Hashtag bring back the curtains, says Parksy. Thanks, mate. Rohan, you're going to miss yourself now. I've just blocked you. Just saw you done that one. Thank you very much. Milan says, I'd much rather keep Donny than Ericsson. Controversial. Just have a little bit of a stretch. Bit of a tight left hamstring. Just get it moving a little bit. Bit of a stretch there. There we go. Moving around. Here's Donny. Done quite well. Little back flick into Palestri. Ends up with Sancho. I mean, what I would say is that a lot of people talking about stuff like possession here, but I would also talk about cutting edge. There's not a lot of cutting edge for United, is there? I mean, Sancho looks sharp. Donny and Sancho work well. Where's the final product? I think we get. Well, look, you can do what you want, but I'm not that impressed with this first 20 minutes. I think we've had a lot of possession around the final third. I've seen a few little flicks and nice little passes, but it's the same problem that I think we're going to have. Where are the goals? Transition's been good. Possession's been good. But actually creating chances, we missed a striker. You know what we need? You know what this team is crying out for? Alan Shearer, Harry Kane, Lewandowski. Just some selfish player up front who's like, put the ball here. Put the ball here. Get the ball into me here. It's lots of little movements and little passes. Better off the ball movement, says DW, but there's zero cutting edge apart from that chance that Palestri gave for Sancho. I do worry about where the goals are going to come from. I need to get Rasmus back fit and rely on Rashford. It's the two R's really, Rasmus and Rashford. We need those players fit. Maguire pointing there. Great points. Gets it back. Passing it around the back four a little bit there. Gore. Fernandez playing in the midfield there. Obviously he's our left back. Here's Donny. Forson's on the right at the moment. Back into Donny. He's made some good movements, Donny. That's a nice little layback. I tell you what, Donny has looked good. Him and Sancho have been very, very, very good in possession. It's just creating those chances. Palestri goes down. They want a penalty. They're never going to get that. Also new this year, the Casemiro rule. Automatically giving 4 yellow cards before the season starts based on general principles, says Stephen Rossi. Thank you very much. Warra dive, says Tumble. My Skybox all weekend has had terrible connection. I have to look at this. I ain't got the community shield on. It's not even bloody raining. Hi Mark, what do you think? When do you think we'll sign Amrabat? Says Fahan. Watch the video this morning. yeah, I think I don't know. I mean, look, he's waiting for that deal to be done. Mbappe loan, then Kane free. I can dream, says Pete. Lindelof looking for that long transitional ball. I think United have done reasonably well. I think BILBAO have been, not as fluid as I thought they would be. We don't have a finisher, says Bolt. I was talking about this morning. Would you take Dzeko on loan, says Enjoy Writing? Not really, because he scored one of the goals that cost us the league. So, no, ex-Man City wouldn't go anywhere near him. That might not be a consideration for Ten Hag, though. Eriksen losing the ball again. And then Gore comes in with a tackle. Remember, he got sent off in the States. Likes to tackle, Gore. I like that as well. Yeah, I was talking about it this morning. Nothing wrong with that tackle from Gore there. He actually got fouled more, really. Nothing wrong with that tackle. Yeah, I find it strange that Cavani left, didn't get replaced. Ronaldo left, didn't get replaced. Martial's been injured all year, and we've only just bought a striker in. Here's Nico Williams. Oh, looking for a penalty. And I think he's given it on Fernandes. He's given the penalty. I did say he'd started the game off well, Fernandes. And he did start the game off well. Oh, he's given a free kick. He's given a free kick, not a penalty. Fernandes has started off the game well, but he is up against a good winger in Nico Williams. It looked in the box to me. But he's gone back and I think he's given a free kick on the edge. I know it's pre-season, but Sancho looks like he's slowly coming back to form, looks confident on the ball. What are your thoughts? Says Try, Mad. Let's have a look at this. Was it a penalty? I mean, it's a pre-season game. Yeah, it's a foul outside the box. They've got that absolutely spot on. He falls in the box, but the connection's outside the box. Don't know if you saw the news, Mark. Andre Mariner is now teaching officials how to review and enforce a red on players, especially those from Brazil, says Gummy. And both Casemiro and Antony should be benched for Greenwood and Amrabat. Let them fight for their places again, says Raymond. We'll just move on from that. Contact outside the box, says Andreas. Definitely no penalty. So free kick on the edge. Just going back to the Sancho question, I agree. I think he's done quite well, but he's done it outside of position. Michael Wright, thank you very much. Look, I think Sancho's done quite well in pre-season. I think we can all agree with that. Shot straight at the keeper. But he's playing up front. And you can have all the pretty rollovers and nutmegs, but your job up front is to score and be a threat. He's not a striker, and we won't score many goals with Sancho through the middle. I want to see Sancho on the wing, and I think that, for me, is the most important thing. Can Sancho go back to the wing and show the promise he's shown in pre-season? Is Sancho better than Garnacho? No. Is he better than Antony? Not in Ten Hag's eyes. Is he better than Rashford? No. I don't see him playing up front. I think Sancho is. I'll say it again. Jadon Sancho cannot be a bench player for Man United. He costs £75 million. Oh, Maguire nearly got in trouble there. He costs £75 million. He's on 300 grand a week. You cannot be a bench player for that. So where is he going to fit into the first team? And that's what he's got to do this season. He's got to start for Man United. So you've got to find a place for him. Maguire did get away with one there, but he didn't. You know, as Seb would say, he didn't make a mistake. Jordan says he doesn't. I don't know what that means. You can't have Harry Maguire sat on the bench on 200k a week. You cannot have Jadon Sancho sat on the bench on 300k a week. You can't do that. You can't. I don't show speed has just given a 5 memberships. You're a legend. So where does Sancho get into that team? Well, I don't think he's going to get on the left. And some people think that's his best position. I don't see him getting on the left because you've got Rashford. And look, obviously we're talking if you get injuries, he'll get game time. It's the same for Maguire. But if everyone stays relatively fit, he's not going to get on the left because Garnacho and Rashford quite rightly are ahead of him. He's not going to play through the middle because he ain't a striker and Højlund or Rashford would have that position over him anyway. I think Sancho has got to play in the position we bought him for, which is right wing. That's where I see... And he can't play number 10 because we've got Mason Mount, Bruno Fernandes. So his best position for me is right wing. Anthony is probably the most vulnerable person in the front four. On the other hand, he might be one of the most safest people in the front four because Ten Hag spent 85 million on him and loves him. So Sancho's problem is he not just performing as a bench player at the moment, which is not what we need. I almost feel that people are watching Sancho and going, he's all right. He's not making mistakes. He's doing okay. Maguire's just made a mistake. And it's a goal. I think it's Maguire's fault. Well, there was a warning a couple of minutes. Yeah, it's Maguire's fault. The camera's gone to him. There was a warning about a minute or two ago where he got caught. Wan-Bissaka gives him a pass. There's no one near him. He can't play with his back to goal. Oh, it's Maguire. It's Maguire's fault. Seb! Seb! Yeah, he'll be out playing now. He won't answer me now. He knows. Seb! Gonna get him. Seb! Pause it. Come in here. Found him. Close that door behind you. You can't bring that in here. Why? Because the audio will get me in trouble. Just go and give it to Mummy. Close the door. Right, the chat wants to chat with you. You gave your chat about Harry Maguire. Can you see what the score is? 1-0. Manchester United are losing. Guess who made the mistake?
Hey. Harry Maguire.
Yeah. Can we take him off?
No.
Why?
He's just learning.
We haven't got time to learn. We need to win now. We're losing. That's him there with the ball. Look at him. Where's he going? He doesn't. I think he needs a Seb masterclass now. We're losing because of him. Is he still your favourite player?
Yeah.
Okay. What do you think he needs to do? What would you say to him now? Because he's still got to keep playing and he's made a mistake. What would you say?
I'd say as a hero.
Yeah, he's not here.
Oh, I mean Harry Maguire.
Yeah.
If I was you, I would keep on trying.
Yeah.
And I know I've been learnt by Seb.
Yeah.
That's why you're just practicing, so you have to keep on going and going and going.
Yeah, he needs to reset.
Yeah.
Forget the mistake and just keep trying. Is that the best plan? Okay, go and play Mario Kart then.
I'm gonna lose.
I'll tell you if he scores. He might get better now. just can't. I just can't. He's going to stick with Maguire. He's just going to stick with him. United nearly scored there, but yeah, United had won it on a serious note. We all need a bit of relaxation. We need a bit of Seb karma, don't we? Mark, do a DNA test. I'm not sure about the kids, says Ekrama. Best lines ever to describe Maguire. He's just learning and keep on trying, says Stephen. Yeah, I daren't tell him he's 30. Benjamin Wall, welcome to Members Club, and 6 titles in 10 years with the... I'd love him to score because I'll get Seb back in. He'll be so happy. 6 titles in 10 years with the Glazers or 2 titles in 10 years with Jazim, says DJ. Come on, I'm not talking about... You're not going to get a sound clip of me saying I'd rather keep the Glazers. It's never going to happen. And I know what you're trying to do. Thank you very much for the super chats, by the way. You can do that through the $ if you want. Maguire's analysis aside, Seb the director of football, says Fernando. It's Sancho. So yeah, United 1-0 down. Maguire getting booed. I'm here at the stadium, says John O'Neill. Well, I don't like that. I don't like that. But I think the problem with Maguire over the last 18 months is he's steadily got worse and worse and worse. There's so many goals that he's cost us. And it was odd because about 3 or 4 minutes before that, he played a bad pass to Heaton. There's a very good tactical observation about Harry Maguire as well. He's not particularly bad at passing, but he's horrific at receiving the ball with his back to the opposition. Like, obviously De Gea played that pass to him last season and it cost us a goal. But he's terrible at receiving the ball. I mean, he doesn't scan, basically. Don't get him a job at Tesco on the checkouts because he'll lose them money. He doesn't scan. He doesn't scan before he receives the ball. He's not very good at it, and that's what they're. Mead says, Mark, you and your wife are raising him well. So optimistic, well done. Just not a defender for us, says Mead. I miss Phil Jones. At least he was funny, says Bjorn. I think we should just take the 20 million, says West Ham. Apparently a new offer's gone in from West Ham. Breaking news. West Ham have just put a new offer in. After the £20 million got rejected, they're now offering 10. Simon should call Harry Maguire 80 million worth of crap next time he's on. Easy to call Anthony that. Do you think he will? Says Jay. Thank you very much. Thanks someone who's getting involved, by the way. Please do subscribe. Bottom right-hand corner. United losing to BILBAO here. It's a shame because I think we've marginally been the better side with no cutting edge. And unfortunately, mistakes at the back have cost us again. Look, I tell you what, it's a little bit boring, but there's 3 problems United have got at the moment, and we've seen it all through... Oh, look, offside. We've seen it all through pre-season, and you could argue we saw it last season as well. And those 3 problems are the midfield is imbalanced, and of course it's imbalanced today because there's no balance there. They're all really box-to-box or attacking midfielders. The midfield's not balanced, and the attack hasn't got any cutting edge, and defensive errors. It's the same old problems every time, unfortunately. Hi Mark, I'm really excited that we got Onana and Højlund. Not so much about Mount. I love Erik Ten Hag, says 7-inch Destroyer. Dan Gore's been ignored and bypassed all games, says Wraith. That midfield 3 is a pre-season midfield 3. You would never do that in a Premier League game. Dan Gore holding the midfield with Eriksen and Donny. There's no height there for a start. There's no balance there. I mean, I think Donny's done all right. Sancho's done all right. Palestri's done all right. Eriksen's been very quiet. I think Gore's done all right for the job he's being asked to do. I mean, holding the midfield at our old Gore 17. A shout out to my friend Howard, who sadly passed away, an 86-year-old friend of mine who was one of us since he supported United. Fly high, Howard, says Francesco. Thank you very much for that lovely message. He's been a member for 8 months, and Howard as well. It's raining in Dublin. Palestri looks good, says Michael. This is the UK summer at the moment, and Ireland, I presume. See, he's done well there. Gore's done well there. He's been fouled as well. Have a terrible feeling about this season, Mark, says Whale. You know, it starts properly against Wolves, doesn't it? Now Donny's making mistakes. Foul on Gore, though. 2 in a row. I don't think that sort of mistake... Michael Wright, sorry, missed your super chat there. I might still see it if I'm quick. I don't think that mistake by Maguire will cost him a move. DJ says, not at all. That was an honest question. Don't know what that was now. Michael Wright, massive shout out. I can't see it. Yeah, I don't think that mistake by Harry Maguire makes him unsellable. There is interest in Maguire. It's just the level he wants to go to. I mean, the amazing thing about Maguire is that he thinks he's better than West Ham, but he performs like a West Ham centre-back. I think this England... Southgate's got a lot to answer for, you know. I don't think he's done Maguire any favours. He's certainly not done us any favours. I think Maguire thinks he's better than he is. He's like, I play for Man United, I'm on 200 grand a week, and I'm England's starting centre-back. The truth is, you don't play for Man United. Your fourth choice, you do get earned 200 grand a week, but that was a big mistake. And if Southgate had dropped him, I think he'd be more realistic to going to West Ham. But this whole I'm England starting centre-back, if he wasn't starting for England, he'd be gone. Got nothing to prove, says Robert. I think he just had a yellow card here in pre-season here for a BILBAO player. Yeah, quite rightly so. It was a high tackle. You're right about the midfield, Mark. 4-2-3-1, says Enjoy Writing. Jimmy Jones is a West Ham fan. He says Maguire is too good for us. Don't come. Galaretta just got booked. 5 minutes to go to half-time. Of course, the problem with United is they've gone 1-0 down now, and therefore their heads have dropped. At 0-0, they were looking quite good without any cutting edge. Yeah, I just saw Beth's tweet on Twitter, funnily enough, and unfortunately, you can almost end the sentence. It's become a bit of a statement that we just hear more and more. Maguire mistake followed by opposition score, and that's the problem, isn't it? A lot of his mistakes do send to centre goals. I can't believe how many mistakes he makes, really. You know, I actually would be quite... You know, I wouldn't be shocked if he'd had a good game today and scored. It's a pre-season game against, what, a mid-table La Liga side? I can't remember the last time he had a... I can't remember the last time he scored. When was the last time he scored? Casemiro needs another midfield close to him, says Enjoy Writing. Well, hopefully that'll be Amrabat. We need to get that deal done ASAP. When you've got Chelsea buying Casido and Arsenal buying Rice, you know, we've got to get somebody in. Here they are again. Good interception by Fernandes. I think he's had a good half, Fernandes. Lovely bit of skill there as well. I think Fernandes has been a positive. All right, it was close to being a penalty. And he's done really well here again down the left-hand side. I've been impressed with him. Done a good job. Really good. Got good feet. And wins a throw in there. Siddharth says, will the podcast be on Spotify? Hopefully. New podcast coming out on Tuesday. I know the name. I know what it's all about. I've played the game. That's not the name. I did think about calling it that, but I thought it would confuse people because I haven't actually played football at the highest level. Oh, nearly. Palestri, still got it. Still got it. Wan-Bissaka. See, I suppose that's the problem that Ten Hag's got. A few people were moaning about Delo yesterday, but Wan-Bissaka's not really set the world on fire, and I do think if he had the money, if we'd been bought by Qatar, I think he'd have bought a right back. Havertz, Mr. Sitter again, walking flop, says the lonely loner. Abdullah, thank you. Welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. We've got 2 minutes to go to half time. Should we play a little bit of a game? Because we've got 18,000 people watching. We've currently got 2,200 likes on the video. We played this yesterday and it was fascinating. So I'm going to count down from 10. Smash a like on the video and I reckon we can hit 3,500 in 10 seconds. So smash a like, everyone. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. Hit the like button. It's a bit like a Mexican wave. I mean, you know the game's not great when we're doing this. We've just hit 3,800 likes. It's like that. It's magic. It's a magic thing. We hit 3,800 from 2,200. Actually, we've actually hit 4,300. So it's amazing. Yeah, it's amazing. It's amazing. And but it is becoming our Mexican wave. And I always say, when a crowd does a Mexican wave, the game's shit. And when we do that, the game is shit. Does Seb remember Sir Alex, Mark? Says Dara. No. Yeah, Seb's not 10. It's been 10 years since Sir Alex Ferguson was in charge. Oh, Maguire. Go on, boot it out, Harry. If in doubt, boot it out for a corner. Fernandez was Player of the Year for Preston. Bright future, says Benjamin. You know what? I did not know he was Player of the Year for Preston last year, but he has been a positive. Everybody subscribe to the channel. I should have done that. That would be even better. Probably most of you have already subscribed. Bottom right hand corner to subscribe. It's free to do. 3, 2, 1. Click and subscribe. It won't work. I think most of you have already subscribed. We are only 200 away from 705,000 though, so please do subscribe. Bottom right hand corner. Cross comes in, headed away. Fernandez with the header as well. And he blows right away on half time. So 1-0 to Bilbao at half time. Maguire has had more camera time than any other player. Even MUTV are fascinated by this Maguire story. Don't know why. But I think Bilbao are going to make a lot of changes at half time because Inaki Williams has just swapped. Sorry, Nico Williams has just swapped a shirt. With Jadon Sancho. So they'll make a lot of subs at half time. So we're at half time here. We'll go to the match stats. Obviously, I think a lot of people will have some thoughts on it. Look, generally, before we go to the match stats, I would just say this. We are sponsored by OneFootball. Download it for free. Get your latest breaking football news, transfer news, scores, stats, individual stats on players as well, which is what I love. The link is in the description, or you can scan the QR code next to me right now for that one. Big thank you to OneFootball. But before I go to the stats as well, big shout out to OneFootball. The one thing I would say is that we're here to... The result is somewhat irrelevant in some sense. And I want to say... I haven't looked at the stats, so I don't know. I'd guarantee we've probably passed more. I'd guarantee we've got better possession. I don't know what will be for shots on target, etc. But apart from Jadon Sancho being slipped in by Palestri right at the start, and we should have scored, I don't really know what else we've done as a threat in this game. And that is a recurring problem. I know we scored 3 goals yesterday. One of them was a set piece. 2 of them were counter-attacking. We're not going to counter-attack Bilbao with the front 3 that we've got because we don't have Rashford in it. So we're just not creating enough chances, and we haven't got enough goal scorers. We're crying. I mean, we desperately need Højlund back fit, but we're so vulnerable to the defensive mistakes made by Maguire this time because we can't score goals. If we'd scored a couple of goals from the chances that we had, and you know you're struggling to find those two, but the Sancho one definitely, then the defensive mistake isn't that important. But at the moment, we're losing games in pre-season because we're making defensive mistakes and we're not creating chances. And of course, it's not rocket science. That's going to be a problem. Positives, I liked Pellistri. Positives, Fernandes has been really, really good. Here at the Aviva, a few of the crowd booing Maguire, but the Irish responding with cheers to keep him going. Poor lad, says Connor. Calhoun, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Maguire's social team just posted him on Instagram smiling and boarding a plane. It's surely a wind-up at this point, says Chris. And I wonder if the pundits will change their opinion about being inappropriate to Onana to yell at Maguire after seeing this performance. No, they won't, Stephen, because he hasn't got the right passport to be moaned at. Let's have a look at these stats then at half-time, and it might be quite revealing. It might not. Let's have a look. So, 59% possession for Man United. It's a little bit less than I thought it would be. 6 shots each. We've had 3 on target. They've had 4. I can't really think about the... I know Donny had a bit of a shot from a corner, but that was never going in. 6 corners to 1. Done nothing with corners again. I think if you look at United over the last 3 years, I know before Ten Hag came in, it was bad, but we're still pretty bad at corners specifically. We are really poor at corners. I think free kicks were a bit better. You think about some of the goals that we have actually scored from free kicks. I mean, we scored one yesterday, but corners we remain terrible, absolutely terrible in relation to that. Sorry, I've just lost the chat here. But yeah, corners 6 to 1, done nothing with that. Passing accuracy is not too bad. Tackles is quite equal. Fouls is quite equal. So it's quite an equal game statistically when we look at it. But yeah, we're not. I don't know. I feel like, you know what? It feels like you're waiting for a parcel to arrive, but then you don't know what you're going to do with that parcel. You don't know what's inside. I think that's the best analogy I can come up with. I think with United at the moment, I feel like this season is like we're waiting for a parcel to arrive, and until it arrives, nothing else matters. But then when the parcel arrives, we don't know what's going to be in it. Because I definitely feel, and I don't know whether you agree, that pre-season is a waste of time. Not in general, but this pre-season for United has been a waste. I have not learned, and this is going to be really blunt, but what have we learned from pre-season? In other pre-seasons, I've learned things. Like last season, Ten Hag got us playing a different brand of football. There was more confidence in the team. Unfortunately, we lost the first 2 games of the season, but pre-season offered up a glimpse of a new future. This pre-season, and Ten Hag's been frustrated by it. I'm not blaming him. I don't feel like we've learned anything. Jadon Sancho's playing as a false 9. That's never going to happen in reality. Pre-season has basically been a stopgap. It's almost like we're waiting for the Wolves game, and that's when it really starts. But we've got no idea what to expect. I don't think we've learned anything in pre-season, and I don't think the players have really. I don't think there's been an adjustment in the style of play. We still don't have a striker. We're still not creating great chances. We're still making defensive mistakes. It might just all click against Wolves, and that's what I'm hoping for. But pre-season has been rather... It's not been the worst pre-season. I've seen some terrible ones, but it has been a little bit bewildering. Maguire putting himself in the Poundland shop window, says Jimmy Jones. Losing to a team that only signs players from a small area in Spain, says I don't show speed. Well, that's not true, because not all of them are from that small area in Spain. Shane says, has video footage of Maguire's incident in Greece ever surfaced? He has a terrible do you know who I am mindset, says Shane. Pellistri deserves more chances. I love the way he dribbles and tries to take players on. Love the work you do, Mark. Keep up the fantastic work, says Jay. Thank you very much, Jay, for that. And sorry, random question, says Sam, but I really want Varane on my new shirt. Do you reckon he'll stay as 19, or should I hold out for a change, says Sam? I'd hold out for a change, Sam, because number 4 is still available. Todd, welcome to the Members Club. Thank you very much. Calhoun as well. Daily Hibbert gifted 50 at the start, as we know. Maguire is just out of his depth. He should play for a bottom league table Premier League club who has a back 5 or sits back, says Phil. Yeah, I mean, I'm tired of talking about Maguire. I think many of us who said he wasn't good enough probably 2 years ago now just get tired of talking about it, and you get tired of hearing journalists talk about it, and you get tired. Andy Weatherall's just gifted a membership. It's just become really boring, and I think that, you know, as I said in the first half, I blame Gareth Southgate to a certain extent. Erik ten Hag comes back from from the summer break, gets Maguire in an office, says you're not captain anymore, and you won't be reserve captain, you won't be third choice captain, you won't be fourth choice captain, you're nothing to do with the leadership team anymore. As is seen today with Tom Heaton. You're my fourth choice centre back, which means you will hardly ever play. You're not a captain, you're not part of my plans. I would advise you to get your agent to go and sort a move out. Now, Maguire may well have said, I don't want to go. But ultimately, it's just bad advice, because he's nowhere near the first team unless we get an injury crisis. He's not the captain anymore. And I just think that I'm England centre-back has made him think he's better than he actually is. Because when you look at the last 18 months, he makes so many mistakes. I mean, in the chat, we can do this with it. And look, this is not just exclusive to Maguire, but at what club would he start in the Premier League? Would he start for Man City? Let's go down the league. Would he start for Man City? No. Would he start for Arsenal? No. Would he start for United? Clearly not. Would he start for Newcastle? No. Would he start for Liverpool? No. Would he start for Chelsea? No. Would he start for Brighton? I don't think so. Would he start for Aston Villa? Not anymore. Who else have I missed out? Spurs. Maybe Spurs, yeah. So you're heading around to sort of mid-table, aren't you? Spurs. West Ham. And that's where he needs to put his level at. But I think he thinks he's better than that. I mean, his role in this goal is horrific. He receives the ball with plenty of time. Look at this. He receives the ball. There's no one near him. And he just passes it to I mean, that's just terrible. Terrible. This is why we need new owners. The club should have accepted the 20 million bid, says Hasha. And surely Garnacho gets more game time this season. Also, what do you think about Sancho replacing Anthony on the right? Anthony gets found out easily, says Irish Rage. But Anthony's just scored a good goal and got an assist yesterday. He ain't losing his place, is he? But I agree, that's the place that Sancho should be targeting. I don't know how easy it will be to win it, because obviously Anthony is Ten Hag's guy. Harry, still learning. Give him time to develop. Ten Hag will get him cooking, says Graham Souness. Is that Seb? And it's true, Mark, Bilbao only play players born in the Basque Country or players who learned their football at a club in the Basque Country, says Joshua Bowater. Is that true? So Nico Williams is from that region? I didn't know. I knew they used to do that. I thought they'd relaxed that a little bit. I didn't know they still did that. So education, there you go. Every day's a school day. Lance says we need to put Evans on so Maguire can't get injured and stay. Yeah, interesting. They still do it. Fascinating. Bilbao knocked us out of the... there's no shame in losing to Bilbao. We got knocked out of them under Sir Alex in the year that we dropped down into the... What would have been, I don't know whether it was called the Europa then. Sancho isn't worth much to us this season. Get him gone, says Farting Toot. And with pre-season, it's a tool to bring back fitness. And one thing we've learnt is the importance of the keeper in our transition play, says Arjun. But no, seriously, you know, Man United need to start selling some players. Fred... For all the arguments we could have done with Fred today, that midfield is really imbalanced. I think Gore has done a great job for the fact that he's holding a Man United midfield against a decent side, and he's, you know, he's only 18 years of age. I mean, Fred today would have been useful. McTominay today would have been useful. Now, apparently McTominay's got an injury, but Fred would have been useful today. We haven't used Fred in a month because we're selling him. Why is it taking a month to sell a player that's not played in pre-season? Donny needs to go as well. And look, I don't want to keep talking about Maguire, but the Maguire situation needs to be resolved. He needs to be sold as well. The club just needs to take a massive loss and get rid of Harry's demolition. And could you not put in a word with Ben Foster to take Maguire at Wrexham? Oh, it'd be too good for Wrexham. He wouldn't go there. Rashford should be playing the number 9 until we get a proper one. He's probably our best finisher, says Kazuki. Thank you very much. Victor says, thoughts on racism. Racism is bad, obviously. I mean, as if anyone would answer that question any different. It's a bit like saying thoughts on oxygen. Well, I don't need it. You know, it's. I don't know what the context of that is. I'm hoping we've not had any racial incidents in this game. I don't think we have, but maybe there's some context to that. Cheers says, enjoy writing. Moyes said he wants the Red Bull model. On what planet is 200k a week, 30-year-old the Red Bull model? West Ham fans don't want him, says Jimmy Jones. He would be a very, very good player for West Ham. I'm not even doing that. You know, some people say I'm a good actor. I probably could do a job on EastEnders, but I'm not, and which is also where West Ham's from. But when I say this is not Oscar-worthy acting. Harry Maguire would be a really good signing for West Ham. West Ham's aspirations this season are probably 8th, 9th or 10th. Harry Maguire can do a job there. Harry Maguire is an experienced centre-back that would work well in a David Moyes system that isn't about standing on the halfway line with a sweeper keeper. It's not about playing out from the back. So Harry Maguire would be a good signing for West Ham. The stumbling block, as you say, will be the wages. But there's no doubt he would be a good signing. It looks like Hannibal's going to come on. I think that'll give us a little bit something in the midfield, which, let's be honest, has been very, very imbalanced. Please do subscribe to the bottom. Please do subscribe to the channel, by the way. We're only 200 away from 705,000. Bottom right-hand corner to do it. The United Stand. The new season is about to kick off. I think we've got Ben Foster on the channel tomorrow, actually. He's had a bad weekend. They got beat 5-3 by MK Dons. We won't mention that. I have messaged him saying, is it all right if I get there at 5-2 tomorrow? But it was 5-3. Doesn't quite work. But the 5 thing won't be lost on him. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner. Live every morning at 10 o'clock, every evening at 8 o'clock. Match reaction, transfer reaction, all that. Get involved with the United Stand. Subscribe, bottom right-hand corner for free. You're all very, very welcome. As I say, second half should be starting very soon. We've got... just getting pictures from people there. I know a lot of people have gone to the game today. Looks like Kane is leaving for free next summer. Okay. I mean, Harry Kane could well end up back on the United menu, I suppose, if that was to happen. Bilbao coming out for the second half. Is that a whole new team or some of it the same? I think some of it's the same, to be fair. Actually. Yeah, looks like it is. I've switched off the Community Shield because it's shit, basically. Let me get the second half timer ready. Players on here. We'll see if United make any changes. Hi, Mark. Why has no one gone for Bella Ketchup yet? I thought he'd do a good one at a team like Tottenham, says IDK. Yeah, he's a player I would take at Manchester United. I like Bella Ketchup. Again, still very developmental for me, but if we're buying a fourth choice centre back, he is left footed, isn't he? I think But no, I agree. Maybe Southampton are looking for unrealistic money though, because I wouldn't want to spend any more than 15 million on him. And you know, Southampton being Southampton might want like 30, 40 million for him, which is there. He's actually right-footed. I don't know why I always think he's left-footed. I'm probably mixing up him with Ndika and Vardiel. Kane scored 4 goals today, says Ronald. Ndika went to Mourinho, didn't he? Didn't Ndika go to Roma? Because he was available on a free, I believe. Barca owned up to their mistakes with Coutinho and Griezmann, but we're too stubborn to sell Maguire at a lower price, says EG. I mean, yeah, that's... Let's just kick this second half here. That... There we go. That 20 million for West Ham looks good to me at the moment, but United won't take it because they're a business, they're a bank, they're a spreadsheet. They won't take it. It's just not how it works with Man U. United, give it to Harry Maguire, passing the ball and watch him score all the goals. Give it to Harry Maguire, pass him the goal and watch him score all the goals. What's that from? Give it to... Oh yeah, it was Cavani, wasn't it? I'd love to add... I tell you what, I'd love... I was watching a clip of all Cavani's goals yesterday, actually. And the reason I was watching it is because I was trying to see how he scored a few headers, and I was trying to think who put the crosses in, because United don't cross. And actually Rashford did a few from the right. And it got me thinking, you know, I'd love Cavani. I'd love a Cavani at 28. Imagine a 28-year-old Cavani. That's what United need. A 28-year-old Cavani would be brilliant for us. Because it's not just about chance creation. It's about being a bit of an arse. You know, this team needs an arsehole up front. It needs somebody... Look, Ronaldo was great at it. It needs somebody in that team saying, get a bloody cross in early. Why are you not playing it into... You know, and not necessarily just on the pitch, but in the dressing room, at half-time. You need a striker like that saying, get the ball into these spaces quicker. Get the ball to Pellistri so he can whip a cross in. You know, we lack that. People think it's you're just lacking the cutting edge. You're lacking the goal scorer. But you're also lacking the knowledge of the goal scorer. They don't just wait for a chance. They know where they want the ball. And we just haven't got that in the team. Here's Pellistri again. Good cross. Oh, you see, Sancho there nodding it down. Cavani or any other striker, they had that at goal, and Sancho's there nodding it down, and he should be trying to volley that or score. I like it when you read super chats in a different voice. Can you read mine in an Indian accent, says Rahul? Absolutely not. Stop trying to cancel me. There are certain accents you cannot do without being accused of being racist, and definitely you cannot... I don't understand the rules on this, but I can do an American accent. I can do an Australian accent. If I did an Indian or a Chinese accent, it would be deemed racist. I can do a South African accent. I can do... I think if I did Jamaican or something like that, that would be classed as racist. I just think you should be able to do an accent, because basically, if I did an Indian accent, I'm not doing it in a racist way. I'm doing it because it's an Indian accent. But it's crazy, really. And I'm not going to do it because obviously it would offend some people, and I'm not up for that. Scottish is fine. You can do Scottish. It's the world we live in. You know, God knows where we'll be in 20 years. They're on the attack. Maguire. So United haven't made any changes apart from Hannibal. And Hannibal, I think, came on for Did he come on for... Who did Hannibal come on for? Because I'm sure I've seen Forson, I've seen Ericsson, I've seen Donny, I've seen Sancho, I've seen Lindelof. He came on for Donny. Well, that's Donny gone. That's Donny gone, innit? Because he was actually playing all right. And it's interesting because I saw people in the chat saying I'd keep Donny and sell Ericsson, but yeah, it's very clear that that's just a 45-minute cameo before he goes. What do you think of the USA getting knocked out of the World Cup, says Joel? I thought it was... I didn't watch the game, but I thought it was a great opportunity for me to use my FIFA. It's not over the line. Ericsson's got caught in possession there. It was a foul. Did we see Donny for the last time in a United kit, Mark, says DV? Well, I think even if Donny stays at the club, you've probably seen him for the last time because it's not like he'd get any game time anyway. Look, Donny's got to go because he's bought Mason Mount. He's not selling Ericsson. He's got Bruno Fernandes, which means he's fourth choice in the position he wants to be in, at least. So he's got to go. Of course he's got to go. Good cross to the back post. And Pellistri wants a corner. I don't think he's going to get it. Why's Donny gone off instead of Ericsson? Donny was playing better because Donny's for sale and Ericsson's not. I mean, it's logical, isn't it? From Ten Hag's point of view, you want to get more legs into the minute of the player that will be playing for you this season. Hugo says, I want Pellistri to get more game time. I'd be interested to see what happens with Pellistri because obviously we've been a bit unlucky in pre-season. It was meant to be a massive pre-season for Ahmad to see if he was going to stay or go on loan. He's now going to stay because of injury, which is not really what anybody wanted. You don't want you don't want him to stay because he's injured. You want him to stay because he's good enough. Mainu again, I think would have had a really good pre-season but picked up an injury. So Pellistri, there's interest in him. Look, I'll be honest. Ericsson's just played a terrible pass there. I'll be honest. I don't think there's much positive in keeping Pellistri and Ahmad if they're just going to be... They won't both be on the bench. I don't want to be in a position in October where Pellistri is not even on the bench because it's Ahmad and Sancho. He'd be better off going on loan if he's going to play. But the problem I've heard with Pellistri is some of the places we're going to loan him to. None are Premier League clubs. And if he's going to have a future at Manchester United, he needs to be on loan at a Premier League club. And yet I hear about Boca Juniors, I hear about Eredivisie, and I'm like, he needs to go on loan to a Premier League club. That's where he needs to go. I tell you what's an interesting conversation, and we might not spend that long on it, is Forson. He's had a lot of minutes compared to a lot of young players, and I don't see it. I don't immediately see it. He must be going on loan because he's had a lot of minutes, and we've not seen many glimpses. Johnny Evans is coming on. Oh, Maguire. Look at Maguire's backed off way too quick there. Do you think Maguire will come off? I think Lindelof needs 90 minutes, so if Maguire comes off, that's an indication that he's for sale. I mean, he is for sale anyway, but with Donny coming off after 45 minutes, I think if you take a player off, it can mean that you're protecting them a little bit. You give them enough just to get a bit of a run out. Can you do a Western cowboy voice, Mark? Get off your horse and drink your milk. Would I sell Pellistri, says Chris? No. Nice ball into the channel. Maguire will give a foul up here. Yeah. I can read him like a book, and not a very good book. Not something by John Grisham. More like the Daily Star. I knew it was going to be a foul. I knew it, 100%. In that position, he's always going to give a foul up. Certainly not a Bravo 2-0 by Andy McNabb. Brilliant. Brilliant. Crystal Palace would be a good loan for Pellistri, says Quinn. I'd be very happy with that. I'd be very happy with that. But look, you know, on a serious note, I haven't even been requested to put the stats carousel around. You can see that, yeah, well, I don't know. If I'd have done that, we'd have all known what happened with Donny. What I was going to say is we've had 10 minutes of this second half and there's absolutely nothing happening in relation to getting back into this game. We just don't create chances. You know, where's the goal going to come from? It's got no cutting edge. The absence of strikers is a problem. I think we desperately need to go and find another striker. I've had a super chat here from Shahin. On Mason Greenwood, I remember entire league was against Beckham after 98 World Cup and Ronaldo, but they rised above it. I understand Greenwood's situation is different, but do you think he can do the same? Says Shahin. I mean, you said it yourself. It's a very different thing. The fan base got behind Beckham and Ronaldo because he was a Man United player who had made a mistake. They were Man United players who'd made mistakes in international football. The difference with Mason Greenwood is that, and look, not my words, but not saying they're wrong, there is photographic and audio evidence of something that people find repulsive. And also, as much as we love football, we also have lives away from football and we have morals away from football. And I think that's going to be the thing, isn't it, with that? Look, I just said we need a striker. I'm not surprised people are saying we've got Mason Greenwood. I don't want that. I don't really massively care if people do want it. It's a personal choice. If Mason Greenwood was on the pitch for United scoring a goal now, it would make me feel a bit sick, if I'm honest. I don't want it. But what I want isn't what everybody else wants, and that's why life's so interesting, I suppose. But for me, that's not the solution, no. And I wouldn't be very happy with that solution. And it's total bullshit, by the way, that story in The Sun, that every United player wants him back and wants to help him, get back. I mean, I've never heard such shit in all my life. One, I know it's not true. And two, there will be players in United that want him back. Of course there will. Just like there's fans who want him back. But there are players that don't want him back. And remember, footballers are brands themselves now. If you're a player for Man United that's got brand deals and everything like that, you don't want, you might be very nervous about that as well. You could get Taremi Damo. I'd like to see us bring another striker in. I mean, in my opinion, whether it's Taremi, João Felix or Danny Ings, I'd rather have somebody than nothing. Because the problem is, if Højlund gets injured again or takes a bit of time to adapt and Rashford has a bad season or gets injured, then what have we got? What have we got? I just think you're better off having something than nothing. Look, even Weghorst last year, as bad as he was, as bad as Weghorst was last year, at least it was an option. I wouldn't take Weghorst back now. He's had his chance, but my big concern is that, and it's hopefully it's not just striker. If Amrabat doesn't come in, we've got the same problem with Casemiro. But my concern is if Højlund doesn't settle or he gets injured, you're down to Rashford, who's not even a striker. I mean, look at us today. People say we miss Rashford, but he's not a striker. And where's Martial? I mean, where is Martial? I mean, I like Anthony Martial, but where is he? Injured all of last season, pre-season not fit. Like, it's not going to get any better with him, is it? Nice little link-up play from the midfield, but it's a long way from goal. I can see us having a busy deadline day, says Daly. Look, somebody said to me, after Amrabat, do you think there'll be any more signings? I think if Maguire goes, we'll get another centre-back. And I still think, like you say, last couple of days of the window, there might be something around a striker we do. Maybe a loan deal or something, because it's an important season and you just need something. And look, if Rashford and Højlund start, people don't think about this either. If Marcus Rashford starts, which he will, and Højlund starts, that means both your strikers are on the pitch. So after 70 minutes, Højlund's knackered, needs to come off. Rashford's had a bad game. What are you going to do? Put Rashford up front and take Højlund off and bring Sancho on? You'd be better off having just, I'm trying to think of a striker that's not groundbreakingly good, but is just on a loan. Some fresh legs who can just go up front. Because it's all right saying, well, Rashford can go up front, but he's just played 70 minutes on the wing. You need fresh legs. And we can't rely on Martial, of course. I wouldn't mind Martial being that option. I don't think he wants to be that option. We should have kept Elanga. We are short on strikers, says Callum. No, we shouldn't have kept Elanga because he's just his development suffered enough and he needs to play. It's a hard watch second half because United are creating nothing. Honest question, and hopefully you answer truthfully. Do you forgive Mason if he was your child? Forget about football as a human being, regardless of pictures being out there, says King Mo. The trouble with that, King Mo, is, and I don't shirk these questions. I see a lot of people who don't want Greenwood back who say, imagine if it was your daughter, right? But then also I see a lot of people saying, well, in the eyes of the law, there is no case to answer. And that's why you'll always have division. Needless to say, I don't need to hesitate on this. If it was my daughter in that situation, then I would not be forgiving him. No, I don't have to, and I wouldn't. But I don't think anybody else. I don't think anybody would. And I don't care if somebody said he's going to come back for United and you're going to win the treble with him. I'd be like, I couldn't give a shit about a treble with United. I do not want that. So, but that's not what's happened here. And hypotheticals, I don't like hypotheticals. Of course I don't, because you can only live in reality. Tony in January is a no-brainer, says Daly. Johnny Evans is coming on. Sancho comes off for Hugel. Johnny Evans, I don't think he'll take Maguire off. Sancho's obviously played a bit of football yesterday. So Hugel comes off for Sancho. And Johnny Evans comes on for Fernandes. Well, that's a way of not taking Maguire off, isn't it? Take the youngster off and put Johnny Evans at left back. He's having a good chat with him, Ten Hag there. Oh no, I think Lindelof's going to left back. Lindelof's going to left back, and Johnny Evans is going centre back with Maguire. Well, look, I thought Fernandes played well in a game where you'd struggle to give a man of the match for Manchester United. I think Gore's done well. Palestri's shown bits. Fernandes arguably has been the better player. Mark, what's happened to Twan Sebi? Says Freddie. He's left. I don't know where he's gone, but he has left, yeah. Greenwood's sorry, I think we're getting. I'm just going to say this. We're watching a game of football here, and super chats like you're some sort of lawyer about a case. Not interested. So I'll read it, but I'm not going to react. Greenwood's accuser is also the mother of his child, so he shoulders all the blame for that situation. You don't see the hypocrisy in your viewpoint, mate. It's my viewpoint. I'm very happy with it. If it's bothering you, I really don't care. It's my viewpoint, and everyone's entitled to a viewpoint on it. He didn't have the balls to take off Slabhead, says James Smith. Yeah, I mean, I've got to be honest. I've got to be honest here. Does opinion change because I'm not Joffa? I'm not talking about it anymore. Stop doing super chats about this situation, because literally I shouldn't have answered the first one, and I've said my piece, and I think everyone else has got their idea. Let's leave it at that. I think we've got a red card here. I think we've got a red card in the Community Shield as well, but we've definitely got a red card here. Maguire's gone and got himself involved. Harry, you've missed a trick. Maguire's gone and got involved here. It's a perfect time for him to point. Point at the tunnel. Oh, the memes. The memes. Oh, so it's a misplaced pass by the fullback. Hannibal would have been in on goal, and he's pulled him back. Yeah, by the letter of the law, that's a foul. And it's a red card. Audi says, hi Mark, regarding Mason from point of view, we don't know the whole story. Those who know the whole story, both his family and have stuck by Mason, that tells me a lot, says Audi. Mate, great. Can people stop doing super chats about it, because I don't want to read out about it anymore. Player like Anarchy Williams, Zapata at striker will help. Good injury record at his peak, as well as good stopgap, I must say, says Jay. Thank you very much. So Bilbao down to 10 men here, which will give Man United 20 minutes to go up against them. I haven't got the Community Shield on now. I turned it off, but apparently there was talk that Haaland had been sent off, but I don't know whether that's true. We've got a free kick here. Ericsson takes it over the bar. Wasn't terrible. No, Erling Haaland got substituted. He didn't get sent off. There's not been any sending offs in that 0-0 ball fest between Man City and Arsenal. Ericsson's free kick. It wasn't a bad free kick by Ericsson. It was about half a metre off going in the top corner, but he's I don't have the antidote for Ericsson. I don't know what his problem is. I don't know. He just looks miles off, doesn't he? And I understand why he was miles off when he came back from his injury at the end of last season, but he's had a pre-season and a summer break, and he still looks miles off. And the thing is, like, people will say he's finished, but Ericsson's not the sort of player that you'd think would go from one year to another and be shite, because he was never a player that was blessed with pace anyway. Do you think Hannibal has a future with the first team, says Daryl? No, I don't. I mean, I think he needs to go on loan. His loan at Birmingham wasn't that good. He needs to, yeah, there needs to be a massive up curve in him. It can happen, but right here, right now, I'd say no. I don't think he. How old is Hannibal as well? I mean, age is always a thing that can be quite deceptive, because you can think if he's into his early 20s, probably not. If he's 18, 19, there is still a chance. Opinion on Pellistri, says Lee. I don't think Ten Hag really rates Pellistri. He doesn't use him as much as I thought he would do. Hannibal's 20. Look, if Hannibal goes on loan to Luton and has a good season in the Premier League, then he's got a future, hasn't he? Do I think he's a Man United first teamer? That's a big thing to be. It's a big thing to be. King says we're toothless in attack with Wan-Bissaka. Wan-Bissaka's not had a good game. People had a moan about Delo yesterday, but Wan-Bissaka's not had a good game. You know, especially with the performance of Delo yesterday. Ericsson reminds me of Matic. Can have spells of looking revived and spells of looking pants, says Big Dave. Yeah, good point. Yeah, I don't know what's gone on with Wan-Bissaka. Do you think maybe because he didn't play yesterday, he's got the hump a little bit? You know, I think he had a really good 6 months at the end of last season where he was motivated and playing well. And today he's just not looked... Doesn't look himself, does he? Playing next to Maguire is the problem, says Tusha. Well, yeah. But 20 minutes to go and we've created sod all and we're now playing against 10 men. It's Ericsson into Lindelof. Pings a nice ball out wide, but it's Lindelof at left back, of course, after Johnny Evans came on for Fernandez. Mark, have had to make a through... What? Juan says, have you ever had to make a through call running the channel that made you empathise with any former boss of yours? Tough call. Oh, chance. Hannibal. Goal kick. That's probably the best chance we've had all half. And he knows he could have done a bit better there. He's found the space in the box. Let's have a look at this. It's actually Wan-Bissaka's cross. So he must have heard us because he put a good cross in. Hannibal probably should be connecting with that. That's the best chance of the game. Certainly it's not the best chance of the game. Sancho had the best chance of the game. Best chance of the half. Good cross by Wan-Bissaka, and Hannibal probably should do a little bit better. Juan says, have you ever had to make a tough call running the channel that made you empathise with any former boss of yours? Look, I think it's always difficult. Yeah, I mean, look, the honest answer is yes. You know, sometimes... I mean, I'm not going to get into deep details, but sometimes it's, you know, regrettable that things don't work out. And you have to make a decision on that. And then at the other end, BILBAO nearly have the same sort of chance. Cut back. Johnny Evans got sent back to Leicester there. I don't know what Maguire's marking Wan-Bissaka. And they could have made it 2 there themselves. So 2 big chances for both teams in succession. And across from United again from Wan-Bissaka. But it's headed away. Another couple of subs going to happen here. Doyle says we wasted a great chance creator in Mata because he lost pace and was kept on the right wing. Still, hope Erik ten Hag doesn't make the same mistake with Eriksson. Thank you very much. I mean, one thing I would say about Christian Eriksen, and I've said this a few times, before he came to Manchester United, if you asked me about Christian Eriksen, I would say he's a number 10. I've always thought of him as a number 10. Now, admittedly, I don't watch Denmark, Inter Milan and Spurs religiously, but I would always think he was a number 10. We play him as a number 8. So I would like to see him given opportunities as a number 10. And Herrera's on now for Bilbao, number 21. I'd like to him to be given opportunities as a number 10, but obviously we've got Bruno Fernandes who plays there. But yeah, I think Eriksen, I mean, he doesn't suit that position as a box-to-box midfielder. He has not got the legs or the physicality, has he? Do you think Dalot and Wan-Bissaka suffer from close competition because they don't know who is the number 1, says 101? I think there's something to be said about that the confidence and assurance that you're number 1 can make you play better. Kay says, I don't take much notice of pre-season, but honestly, having seen much of our playing style to be confident of the coming season, it's been very flat, says Kay. Yeah, we certainly need to see a different United in that first game against Wolves. I'm very confident that we can take at least 7 points from our first 3 games with Wolves at home, Spurs away and Forest at home. But really, you want to be taking 9. And I do worry a little bit about that Spurs away game. Could be quite difficult. And I know Spurs aren't considered to be that good. But, basically, I think if United can find a way to start scoring goals, obviously it sounds very obvious, but we have got a good defence. We have got a decent midfield. And if we can start scoring goals, I think we'll be fine. But that's going to be the problem. Oh, God, they're putting me to sleep here, man. I think we could play till Christmas. Poor Dublin crowd. I feel so sorry for them. Are we going to get a goal here? No. I feel so sorry for them. Not only do they get the reserves, they don't get a bloody goal either. Mark, what were pre-season like with Sir Alex? Were there any that made fans think this season we don't look good, but we went on to win the title, says Rahul? I think it's a great question, and my honest answer is I don't really remember pre-seasons before Moyes. It's an odd thing. I think with Sir Alex, you were so confident that every year you were going to fight for the title. I probably didn't watch as much pre-season games under Sir Alex because the amount of times we'd start the season badly or start the season well and still be in a title race, I didn't actually probably take much attention to pre-season as I do now. Or maybe it's just the passing of time. But I don't remember. I don't really, if you ask me to tell you a game from pre-season under Sir Alex, I'd struggle. I mean, I remember we went to South Africa, but I can't remember what year that was. It must have been like the early noughties. Here's Hannibal. Eriksson. So good cross, goes for a corner. City are winning 1-0. Palmer's scored for them. 10 minutes to go. Andy Carroll ruined Eriksson, says Derry. Here's Hannibal, edge of the box, shoots and goes for a corner. No, it doesn't. Still up there. Well, one thing you can say about Hannibal is he's made things happen. Well, in a sense, it's made it a little bit more interesting. Cross into the box, keeper gets hold of that. I remember Cantona getting sent off in a pre-season game, says Pig. There we go. Against Rangers, but the results never really mattered. I apologise for asking about the Mason guy earlier. Didn't think 7 questions would follow. Shahin, it's a very topical and emotive topic. It will always lead to people with different opinions. Emran's going to come on here. Oh my God, fucking hell. Daniel Gore's going to come off. I think he's... I genuinely look at the chat and go, what are your thoughts? I mean, man of the match. There hasn't really been a standout player. I thought Fernandez did really well, but obviously he came off relatively early in the half. Gore's done a good job in difficult circumstances. Palestri's shown glimpses. Hannibal's done all right since he came on. I'm trying to think of a headline. I mean, I don't mean a headline in the general sense, but like, what's the headline of this show? If you were writing if you worked for a newspaper and they said, you've watched the game, what's your match report? Okay, you've got your match report, but what's the headline? What is the headline? I don't know what the headline is. Nothing learned? Firing blanks? But of course, I have to maintain a positive angle. As I said yesterday, pre-season means absolutely nothing if you win your first 3 games of the season. Pre-season was good last year and we lost the first 2. It can be deceptively and unhelpful. The bottom line is you get no points, and the most important thing is that you're ready to go for the start of the season. That's all that matters. How many goals do you expect for Rasmus this season, and do you think Mount has been any better than Eriksson in pre-season, says Mads? I think it's unfair to highlight Eriksson or Mount individually, because I think there's a few players for United that have been pretty average in pre-season, and as I say, it's about what you do. Emran, good run. No, it wasn't Emran, it was Forsen that time. Actually showed us something. The only time pre-season will become relevant is if we start the season badly, and then people will say we started the season badly. And pre-season, the warning signs were there. I would actually side on the point that a bad pre-season sometimes means a good start to the season. One more Harry or the last, says Walk. One more Harry folly or the last folly, says Walk. Well, Harry Maguire's just had a header. Only positive, this isn't the team to play against Wolves, says Darry. I know what my headline's going to be for the match reaction. I think I wrote it before the game. I'm a psychic. It's got Maguire in it. Think of the rest of the words. Maguire does it again, says Legal. And that's not it. Please subscribe, by the way. Bottom right-hand corner. We're getting close to 705,000. It's only football. I saw someone in the chat a minute ago saying that it's a shame we're playing on the Monday night. It's a bad foul on Palestri. I don't really care that we're playing on the Monday night. I don't normally like Monday night football, but I actually quite like the fact that there's Friday night, Saturday, Sunday, where you can watch Premier League, and then United are at the end of it. It's probably the only scenario where I don't actually mind playing on the Monday night. It makes the weekend better in a way. The headline should be, he's still learning. Can't stop laughing since your kid said it, says FaZe. I can't believe he's got this Harry Maguire. You know, Harry Maguire should send him a shirt with his signed shirt. That would absolutely make his year. Harry Maguire should send Seb a shirt signed by Harry Maguire. He would love that. You could make a 6-year-old's day. Year. Probably your biggest fan. You know? And as a father, I have to support it. You know, when I was 6, I probably wanted a Gaza shirt or something like that. But, you know, it'd be great PR as well. Because if he came and delivered it, I'd have to speak to him as well. Our struggle will continue as we still don't have a decent second team. Bench will be a problem, says Div. Yeah. I think we need the first team to stay fit, don't we? Kells wants Palestri to be man of the match. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to that. I think it's slim pickings, mate, and I think you've got to go with the younger players, the Daniel Gores, the Fernandez. I think they've been the players who've stood out. And Palestri, obviously. Atletico Madrid 1. Atletico Madrid 0. Oh, go. Well, I thought we'd scored a goal at the end, but no. It's Johnny Evans. He'd have loved to score a goal. Oh, Johnny. He'd love it. Johnny on the spot, but no. Cross came in. Eriksen's actually put some good crosses in. They don't show the replay because we're back in again. And back post header by Lindelof. Goes nowhere. I've played the game. Fucking hell, this has been. I'm going down the pub. This has been hard. It's been hard. It's been what I feared it was going to be yesterday when I saw the team that played yesterday. I was like, oh, I don't know what they get out of this game either. I don't know why they played 2 games in 2 days the week before the Premier League. There's so much we don't learn and didn't need to learn. Like, we don't need to see some of these players playing 90 minutes for Man United. We just don't need it. Like, there's no benefit. The main players played yesterday. They've got the day off today. They didn't even fly here. They should be playing another game against BILBAO on Tuesday. That's what we should have done. I'm sure United will play a game behind closed door. Well done, Wan-Bissaka. No, bad cross. I'm sure there'll be I guarantee at some point this week it will be United played a game behind closed doors and beat Swansea 6-0. Although we won't, maybe, well, if we're going to play, actually, we probably, I've just realised, I bet we won't play a game behind closed doors, will we? Because everybody else is playing. The Championship and everyone started this weekend. I think there's EFL Carabao Cup games midweek. And then the Premier League teams won't want a game because some of them are playing Friday, Saturday. So we probably don't get another pre-season game, do we? The best way of getting a pre-season game was to play against a foreign club, which I don't think we will do behind closed doors. Marcus says we've got a closed doors game on Wednesday. Who against? It's hard to imagine that it'll be anybody good. Yeah, you can. Pete's right. You can get these two teams to play against each other. A team against B team. Susan said it would have been nice to end the pre-season with a draw or even a win. I think we're going to end it with a loss. Ten Hag doesn't look happy, says Deasy. I mean, I'm going to talk about it in the match reaction, but there's a glaring problem with United this pre-season. And, it's not an individual player. It's... You can, and I guarantee if Ten Hag could tell the truth, he'd tell you what that problem is, because we all know what it is. There's zero creativity and threat in that team. And there's not been a hell of a lot more in the first team either. Creation issues, says what's his face. Yeah, good header away by Maguire, but it's actually come to a... Right, United, this is the last attack. Referee will blow because we're into the 90th minute. Emeran, he's got an overlap. He ignored it. Oh, he ignored it. And then he played it, but it's Ericsson. He delayed that too long, Emeran, there. Give yourself a pat on the back for getting through it. That's what I'd say. Well done for getting through this game, because it's been bloody hard to do. We don't even look likely to score again. Well, yeah, Darryl, we've been against 10 men. Been against 10 men. For what, 20 minutes? Absolutely spot on. It's been a drag, says Ladios. It's been a hard watch, says Corey. And, some hard watches can be good in certain circumstances when you're on certain websites, but this has not been one. This has been a hard watch in a different way on MUTV. It's dedication. It's proper support. Yeah, it's proper support, this is. Watching a game like this. I feel for the Dublin people. Look, get yourself into Dublin City Centre. If I was there, I'd host you at the Hairy Lemon and I'd be stood at the door with a conveyor belt of pints of Guinness going, just rubbing your head as you go in. A bit like a manager when you've given everything. I'd be there at the door of the Hairy Lemon with a pint of Guinness, and as you came in, I'd go, well played, go on. Get yourself a drink, forget about it, you've tried. Go on. Here we go. Yes, it's a goal for Palestri right at the end. Palestri gets a goal and Maguire gets an assist. There we go. Palestri scores. Maguire assists. Have that. It's a long diagonal ball here. It's Wan-Bissaka, hangs it up in the air. Maguire wins the header. Good header to Palestri, and he takes it down well. There we go. Route 1. He's worth 20 million again now. And Palestri, man of the match, I think. Ultimately, probably man of the match. Good header by Maguire. That's what he can do. Good finish by Palestri. He's got a lot of work to do there, Maguire's header's good. And then Palestri still got a lot to do. But, I mean, that's a big goal for him. Big goal for him. Probably man of the match anyway. Still got a lot to do. So Maguire ends up with 2 assists. One for BILBAO and one for Manchester United. But we get a draw at the end, and I think Ten Hag will be pleased with that in the end. Not to lose, definitely. There we go. Seb! Seb! Quick! Got some news. Come in here, quick. Quick, I'm about to end the stream, but people wanted to get your reaction. Quick. Leg it, mate. Put that down. You're not bringing that in here. Get in here. Close that door. Now, look at this. Look at this. Look at the score.
1-1.
1-1. Guess what? Harry Maguire headed the ball and then someone scored. He set it up. What do you think about that?
Good.
Just shows you what you said. You've got to just keep working, haven't you?
Yep.
What's your message to Maguire now?
Well done, Maguire. I think you have been trying.
That's it. He's got to go again, hasn't he?
Yep.
See you later.
See you later, Happy Victor.
Thanks everyone for watching. We're going to go straight into a match reaction, of course, but it's the Seb touch, you know. Maguire, he said he was going to send in positive thoughts, and it worked. I'll see you on the match reaction in 60 seconds.